What's going on, Fat Boy family, party people, Fat Boy? Listen, that's all jarbled up, but I'm not hitting stop. I'm not starting over, man. Listen, first of all, well, depending on when you're watching this, happy New Year's Eve, happy New Year. Nonetheless, man, as I said in my last video, 2024 has been incredible. And so I wanted kind of to talk about today is pretty much the last video of the year. I think as far as fragrances, this is not, I know a lot of people are doing like their top pickups. You know, I just did my top 50 clones. And that's what it felt like. The video was so long, so I'm gonna try to make this one a bit shorter. But fragrances that had me at hello. You know, the fragrances that I just fell in love with this year, had an amazing experience, some early part of the year, some within the last couple of months or so. But let's go. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. While you're ready, go ahead and click the bell so you can be notified every single time we post new content to the channel. But let's go ahead and jump right in. Hopefully this is not going to take me 30 minutes like it did yesterday. But first off the list, shout out to my boy Hez, man. Hez Parfums. This is one of the ones that I will definitely be getting a full bottle of, even though, you know, we're past Christmas. This is gourmand at its finest, delectable. I'm getting hungry right now just thinking about it, but this is one of the decants that I have. So Hez, I got to get a full bottle of this. It's called Brownie Points. This one is called Brownie Points. And when I tell you that when I smelled this, I was like, oh my God, like I gotta spray it right now. It literally smells like brownies right out of the oven. Matter of fact, I might have to make some brownies for New Year's, man. I'm just telling you, if you wanna smell like a snack, if you wanna smell edible, if you want her to eat you up, you know what? Let's not even get too deep into that. Brownie Points is definitely one of those ones. So let's keep going, man. We're big on hygiene. And a lot of y'all be struggling, you know what I'm saying, to get the longevity and the duration out of your fragrances. Because I tell you, don't take a bath. You don't moisturize the right way. But nonetheless, for those of you who do and you still enjoy that soapy shower gel type of feel, this is one of those ones I fell in love with, man. And y'all know I don't necessarily do a lot of designers, but we're gonna rock with a couple of designers and niche on this list. From the house of Rabanne, because we dropped the Paco. From the house of Rabanne, we have Invictus, and this is Parfum. Invictus Parfum. Nice soapy fragrance, man. You know, you got the marine, the aquatic, aromatic, you know what I'm saying, qualities to this. There's the lavender in this is what really makes it. And there's actually a soap note in this. So it's just absolutely perfect, man. Perfect fragrance for just running errands. Perfect fragrance for the office. Perfect fragrance for the gym. And the Parfum, it gives some depth to it. Especially when you get to that musk, you know what I'm saying? I think there's some cashmere in the bottom. This is, other than Invictus Platinum, Invictus Platinum is probably my favorite Invictus. And then this is definitely two right behind that, because I like a nice, good soapy fragrance. But again, from the house of Rabanne, we have Invictus Parfum. All right, third on the list, man. Y'all already know it was around my birthday when we grabbed this one, man. And I had no intentions on getting this, but it was love at first sight when I actually smelled it. From the house of Tom Ford, we have the Ombre Leather. And Tom Ford, I just need y'all to reformulate this into an EDP ASAP. Absolutely love this, man. I'm gonna just run off this one and probably two more after this that are real similar to this. But, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of leather. Leather is one of those things I kind of grew into this year. Leather I grew into, oud I grew into, rose I really kind of grew into, because it seems like every niche fragrance has rose or oud in it in some sort. It's like the new thing. But I wasn't the biggest fan of ombre leather at first. It's something that really had to grow on me. And basically what they did was they took out the patchouli and the moss and they added vanilla. And y'all already know vanilla just makes everything so much sweeter, literally. So absolutely love this, man. You know, we gonna be smelling like Sephora today. We're just gonna put on a concoction of everything. But from the house of Tom Ford, I promise y'all it was love at first sniff. Tom Ford Eau d'Ambre Leather. All right, let's talk about a fragrance. Let's talk about a niche fragrance. Let's stay in that same vein that can do no wrong. That can do no wrong. Love-hate relationship that a lot of people have with this one, but I know it wasn't released this year, and a lot of these weren't released this year, but these are some of my pickups and things that I just fell in love with. But I remember I got a decan of this and I was like, I got to have it. Like, I had to have it. From the house of Virtus, we have Jim's favorite fragrance, Virtus Vanilla Oud. So to me, this is the niche version of Tom Ford Eau d'Ambre Leather. Not as sweet. The sweetness is dialed back. Very sexy, very mature, very luxurious. It's aromatherapy with this one, man. Y'all already know how I feel about this. And the only reason the dent in this one isn't as big as I would like it to be is because I still have the decant. You know what I'm saying? And I've been wearing this. I've been wearing that Tom Ford Eau d'Ambre Leather. You know what I'm saying? So definitely in love with this. All right, Virtus Vanilla Oud. And this next fragrance is the other one that's kind of, similar feel that I've been wearing a lot of as well. We're still talking about that leather. We have from my favorite niche brand, we have from the house of Mancera, we have Black Noir. Another leather fragrance. This is soft, powdery, fresh leather. You know what I'm saying? This is good. You know what I'm saying? So the slightest bit, when I say that hint of sweetness, so to me, if I had to rank them in order, you have like sweet, you know what I'm saying? Ultimate level of sweet and freshness. And then you have that refined sweetness, and then you have the slightest bit of sweetness here, but the leather is not overpowering, which I absolutely love because I don't necessarily want to be walking around smelling like leather all day. And sometimes leather can just actually give you a headache. You know what I'm saying? But again, it was love at first sniff for this one from the house of Mancera, my favorite niche house, and still will be going into 2025. We have Black Noir. All right, let's keep this train going, man. So let's jump back into budget friendly world. This one took FragCon by storm, like a lot of their other fragrances do. And I've been enjoying getting some wares out of this. You can kind of see, we making some progress there or whatever, but from the house of Afnan, we have 9 PM Rebel. Again, y'all know I've described this. This was Afnan's answer to Lattafa's Caid Alfresson. Is it a dead one-to-one? It's not one-to-one for the duration of the fragrance, but the way I described it, it's as if BR540 came to the party, dropped off a gift and left, and then Aventus Cologne probably stopped by and stayed for the duration and said, hey, we're good friends. I just wanted to celebrate with my guy. But listen, fresh, fruity, you have those Aventus qualities. You have that Caid Alfresson quality. Again, to me, the best way to describe it is that this is not necessarily an Aventus clone. So don't think that. I don't even think it's necessarily a Caid Alfresson clone, but because we know that Caid Alfresson was one of the greatest hype beasts. TikTok just took that one to the moon, for Lattafa. That's one of Lattafa's, I think, top 10 hype beasts forever. I think this was Afnan's answer to that. So definitely great. Looking forward to spending some more time with this as we get into spring. Afnan 9 PM Rebel. All right, let's keep it going with another budget-friendly fragrance, man. This house can do no wrong. Every time they come out with something in this particular line, it's a straight banger. So again, from the house of Al Haramain, we have Amber Oud Aqua Dubai. First of all, the bottle, I was about to say bottleful. I just made up a new word. It's bottleful. It's a beautiful bottle, man. Just look at that. Look at that juice. You know what I'm saying? We just started to make a crack, start spending some time with this. This is one we're definitely going to pull out more in the springtime. So once we get to some warmer temperatures, it'll make more sense wearing this one. But this is their impression of Louis Vuitton Imagination. And man, is it a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're going to be smelling like Sephora today. A concoction of everything. But this is good, man. That tea note, it just comes through perfectly, I'm not going to say perfectly in my opinion. but definitely to me, it's a lot. In the opening, it's sharper. It's a bit stronger to me in the opening than the actual OG. And then next to this, you have Joe Milano, Game of Spades Paris, Full House, which was a great rendition. You also have Paris Corner, North Stag Expressions, Trois, which is a green bottle. I think that's a good rendition, but I would say one of the best ones out right now. Definitely, you're gonna be hard pressed to find something better than this. From the house of Al Haramain, we have Aqua Dubai. All right, let's jump back into the designer world. I think that this fragrance right here has the potential to become, to meet that legendary status, to meet the legendary status such as Dior Sauvage, Chanel Bleu de Chanel Parfum, you know, that Aqua de Gia, you know, those fragrances we just hold high up there. Some of those fragrances I talked about, we can actually retire. You know, we don't have to necessarily include in every list. I think in the next 5 years, this arguably could, you know, to me, this is like LeBron James right now. It's fighting for the spot. And I think as the generations begin to change, there are going to be a lot of people that don't know about Sauvage. They don't know about Chanel, but they're going to know about this one. From the house of YSL, we have YSL Myself. And when I tell you this is actually the EDP, I really don't care for the parfum. But when I tell you that this one right here was love at first sight, love at first sniff, you can do no wrong with this one. You still get that YSL Y DNA. To me, they took the EDP, the parfum DNA, they put a spin on it, you know, with the lavender and patchouli, just took it to a whole nother level. And it's like, my God, this is some sexy, sexy, sexy stuff. This one I can definitely see January, February, we're gonna get a lot of wearing out of this. If you guys are looking for a nice, especially females, my ladies, you know, if you're looking for something, if you didn't do it for Christmas, I don't know if you're celebrating old Christmas that goes until January 6th. This is still a good gift to buy your man. Valentine's Day, it's not just about the fella celebrating the ladies, but ladies, if you want to love your man, this is definitely one of those ones I recommend you check out. But again, from the house of YSL, we have Myself EDP. All right, let's stick to date night and we're gonna stick with designers, man. We got another killer in the building. Y'all know when we start rolling with those all black bottles, it gets real in these streets. But from the house of Azzaro, we have the Most Wanted, and this is the EDP Intense. Warm, spicy, amber, sweet. That's all you really need to know about this one, man. This one makes them go crazy. Got some caramel accords in here that comes from the toffee, nice woody fragrance. This definitely gets the job done. I'm not gonna spray this one right now because I gotta go out and gotta run some errands. I don't need nobody jumping all over me, but definitely check this one out. I smelled this one and I believe it was in Ulta. And I was like, yo, I had definitely gotta have this one. It had been out, I think like 2022. 2021, so I was kind of late to the party on this particular release, but listen, we here now. That's all that matters. But again, from the house of Azzaro, we have the Most Wanted, and this is the EDP Intense. All right, and another killer, another Grim Reaper, another Undertaker we got in the building, sticking with designers. From the house of Valentino, man. We have one of the most simplistic fragrances you will ever see in your life, but you know what I mean? It have them going crazy. Valentino, that Uomo Born in Roma Intense. All you need to know about this one, vanilla, lavender, and vetiver. I'm gonna say it again, vanilla, lavender, and vetiver. And when I tell you, this is a panty dropper, point blank period. This is one of them ones, both of these, you know, go crazy. You know what I'm saying? That myself, let me say it like this. Everything has the potential to be what we call a panty dropper, you know, but if you're just a lame dude, you smelling good is not gonna get the job done. If you ain't got the fit, if you ain't got everything, if you ain't got the swag that go, if you don't have the finesse, you know what I'm saying? You see that word right there? If you don't have the finesse that goes with it, you know, it's really not gonna work for you. But if you want some help, you know, if you got everything else going for yourself and you'd be like, you want some smell good to put you over the top, definitely check this one out. This is undefeated, has never failed. Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense. All right, we're gonna jump back to niche and we're gonna jump to a fragrance that I was like, man, I wanted it so bad I ended up buying a fake bottle. One of my boys, shout out to my boy Ben, that let me hold his and get a first sniff on it. And then I ended up getting a bottle, and I was out there being stupid. I knew it was too good to be true. Got my money back for that though. But then I said, let's just do it right. And we got a real bottle from Max Aroma. But if you know the story, then you already know what I'm talking about. From the house of Kajal, we have Lamar, one of the sexiest, luxurious pineapples you would ever come across. Juicy, fruity sweetness. There's some rose in here that just takes the fruitness to a whole nother level. There's also some vanilla. Let me tell you something. This might be top 3 dry downs in history. Like, the fragrance is beautiful from opening, but like the dry down on this with the musk, the amber, the vanilla, I told y'all we're gonna smell like everything today. There's some cashmere wood in this. This one takes the cake. This one is absolutely crazy. Yo, when I go outside, they gonna be like, bro, what are you wearing? I'll be like, everything. But definitely, man, I think if you're serious about fragrance, if you're serious about cologne, if you're serious about pineapple, you definitely have to have this one in the collection. This, you don't even have to have a lot, but I think even if you had a 5, this one definitely deserves to be in your top 5. But again, from the house of Kajal, we have Lamar. All right, and we're gonna stick with niche. We're gonna go back to my favorite, house. This one took the world by storm when I actually got a chance to smell it. All you need to know is if you want to smell ice cream in a bottle, vanilla ice cream, and some coffee, it gets no better than this. From the house of Mancera, we have Amore Cafe. All right, and the only reason the dent in this one is not bigger is because this is actually my second bottle. So I actually had a bottle, and we made some nice progress with it, gave it away. Then you guys know when I hit, what was it, 2,000? I think 1,000 or 2,000 subs, I did a giveaway. Shot that, I think it was Jared Griffith, shout out to my boy. And he won the giveaway for that, so sent that out. And then ended up picking up another bottle, and I still had a decan of it. I actually love this juice. This is definitely my favorite juice. Instant Crush used to be my favorite from the house. You have Instant Crush. I love Vetiver Sensual. I love Cedrat Boise. I love Oud Lemon Mint. I love that Black Noir we talked about earlier. I love Cosmic Pepper, even though it's a lot of pepper in it. I love Amberful. I love Silver Blue. I love Roses Vanille. I mean, the list can just go on and on and on. Tonka Cola. But this one right here is definitely #1 from the house. Perfect for winter. I guarantee you by the next time you see me talk about this, it's gonna be crazy. It's still winter. We're still getting some cold weather, so we're gonna make sure we do what it do for January with this one. But from the house of Mancera, we have Amore Cafe. All right, let's keep going on the niche side, man. Let's make a stop in Raleigh, North Carolina, down the street at Crabtree. My boy T from the house of Nazar. This is one I didn't get a chance to get my hands on a full bottle until this year. I had the oil and I had one of the smaller 10 ml bottles before y'all even knew about them 10 mls. Don't ask me, just know. But was able to get my hands on a full bottle, and so glad I did. I think this is next to that Lamar by Kajal. If you're gonna wear anything for the spring or summer, this is one of those ones you need to wear. But from the house of Nazar, we have Royal Paradise. Man, to me, it gets no better than this. Panic Attack is right up there too, but this one right here, woo, sweet Royal Paradise. That pineapple in here is something serious. Sweet, sexy, luxurious. This smells like Jamaica. If you want to know what Jamaica smells like, if you want to know what Hawaii smells like, if you want to know what the Maldives smell like, Royal Paradise smells like that. So definitely get your hands on a bottle. From the house of Nazar, we have Royal Paradise. Right? We're gonna keep rolling. I know it's wintertime, but we talking about spring and summer a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, one of the best warm weather fragrances, one of the best fresh fragrances, I think it's light. I think if you work in close quarters with people and you want something light that still has a little bit of spice to it, you definitely want to check out the House of Goldfield and Banks, based out of Australia. This was one of my later pickups for the year, but we have Ingenious Ginger, and man, is this a genius fragrance. Y'all can already see we already did some work with it, even though, you know, it was later in the year. Man, nice, clean, fresh. That spice that comes from the ginger gives me vibes of a fragrance I'm gonna talk about in a second, but gives you, just hear what I'm saying, it gives you imagination, afternoon swim, Versace Eros energy. It gives you vibes that are similar to that, except this is super, super, super light. Not as light as something like Wood Sage and Sea Salt from the House of Joe Malone. Stronger than that, because the ginger, you're going to get more spice. And like I said, it's going to come off more in the dry down. You're not going to get crazy projection, you know what I'm saying, with this, but this is definitely one of those things. If you work in a hot location and it's hot in the office, y'all ain't got no AC, you stepping out, you want to be sexy, but you don't want to be loud, this is definitely the perfect fragrance. Or like, say if you're a doctor or nurse or something, you want something to kind of spice it up, but you can't be all in patient's face smelling all that kind of good, this, that, and the third. Definitely you want to check this out from the House of Goldfield and Banks, Ingenious Ginger. All right, and then I mentioned a fragrance that I was going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like it's similar to. This one wasn't necessarily love at first sniff, it was confusion at first sniff. But I ended up getting a sample, and I was like, this is not as bad as people are making it out to be. And I think the uproar was that it didn't have the typical DNA that everybody was expecting it to have. But from the House of Versace, we have Eros Energy. Man, you just want to talk about citrus. I think this is probably going to be one of the top citrus as it relates to designers for 2025. Spring, summer, it's going to be good, man. Like, it's going to be good. As a matter of fact, you know, we'll just do it. Like I said, I got a combination of a lot going on today. People gonna be like, what are you wearing? And it's not, is it tangerine? It's not tangerine. I can't think, what is the actual note? Let me look right here. Let me look. I'm sitting right in front of my computer because I don't want to sit here. I don't know if it's tangerine. It smells like tangerine, so it's not tangerine. So you get lemon, blood orange, grapefruit, lime, Sicilian bergamot, and mandarin orange. You know what all of that amounts to? Tangerine. That's what it smells like to me, though. Nice, because it's not, because the lemon, the orange, the grape, all of those things come together. A beautiful tangerine fragrance that, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, Fat Boy Lay alert. Woo! That would be crazy right there. And that ginger to go along with some of that pink pepper and that black currant. But this is actually good. I know a lot of people, it put people in vibes of like a Hashivat. And I get that a little bit, you know, Hashivat. When people see black currant, you know what I'm saying, in certain things, and they see oak moss, they start thinking of Ventus and all these different types of things. I don't get that. This smells like a nice, sexy, because who wants to walk around smelling like, you know what I'm saying, a tangerine or some mandarin oranges or something like that? But that's what it gives me. You know what I'm saying? That's what it smells like, a sexy tangerine fragrance. So again, of course, you know, we did a little bit of work with this. We got, you know, a couple of wears in, but it ain't warm enough to really get that yet. And I think I got this in the fall. But again, from the House of Versace, we have Eros Energy. All right, we gonna stick with just, we making pineapple runs, we making citrus runs. We're gonna run with another fragrance that you wouldn't expect to really be as big on citrus as it is, but it definitely is. And even though it's an EDT, man, this is gonna be one of those ones for, you know what I'm saying, the spring and the summertime. But from the House of Polo, we have Ralph Lauren, Polo Ralph Lauren 67, pineapple, bergamot, lemon, sage. There's some vetiver in here, patchouli. This is good. If you're just looking for a nice everyday, something that's easy to wear, is just good, definitely check this out, whether it's for yourself or whether you're looking for a gift. You can't go wrong with this as far as like a nice birthday gift, Father's Day gift, Valentine's Day gift, graduation gift. old Christmas, you know, depending on when you're watching this video. But yeah, definitely, man, this one is just good. It's just something about it. It just works. Fresh, aquatic, aromatic, safe for the office, safe for call center. I'm not going to say this is one of those scents where you want that type of time. There's a level of sophistication with this one. It's not just some typical, like, you know, F-boy call center type of fragrance, as we like to call it. No, there's a level of sophistication with it that the citrus, the pineapple and the sage, and you know what I'm saying, the juniper actually gives it. And that vetiver to me is what really takes it to another level. But again, from the house of Polo, we have Polo Ralph Lauren 67. All right, we're making runs on the designers. All right, let's just keep it going. We got another designer that I didn't steal. So when I say I stole, I was in the store and there were like 2 or 3 other women that were actually looking at this. And this was the last bottle that they had because it was supposed to be a limited release. And I think sometimes they just be trying to tell people that to get them to make the purchase, but it definitely was at the time. It was a limited release, and bottles were sold out for a while, you know, and now I think they're easily back in stock. But again, from the house of Valentino, we have Born in Roma Gold. This smells like the sun. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to know what a spring summer day smells like, this one I think is going to go crazy in the springtime. Now, maybe not so much the summertime, because there's a level of depth with this. There's a level of sweetness with this that I think would be a bit cloying. But as far as transitional seasons, especially depending on where you at, once we get to the end of February, we usually in North Carolina, that first couple of weeks of February is brutal. Like, it is demonstrative. It's just crazy. But if you can survive those first couple of weeks, get to the end of February, going March, I think this is where this one is still going to shine, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of, you know, 60 degrees, 65 degree temperature days. But it's going to be bright outside. It's not going to be clouds in the sky, but it's still going to be hoodie weather, you know, light jacket weather. This is definitely one of those ones. I think the Uomo version women love more than the Donna version. So fellas, be careful if you buy this. Your lady might try to steal it from you. She'll be like, that's a gold bottle. You don't need to be wearing none of that. But again, from the house of Valentino, we have Born in Roma Gold. All right, and let's make one more run on the designer side. Another office approved scent. You know what I'm saying? We have multiples of these that's just gets the job done. It smells good. It just smells good. It just works. I actually prefer this to the Polo 67. And for work, I would actually put this right behind. I would probably wear this to work more than I would wear the myself. But again, from the house of Azzaro, I don't know which one this is. That's crazy. Okay, I was trying to think, because you know Azzaro got a lot of names. So this is Wanted. This is Wanted EDP. Well, you wild for that one. This is Wanted EDP, man. Listen, if you like, you know, those fresh vetiver type vibes with some sweetness, you know what I'm saying, definitely check this one out. I think if you like the Polo fragrance, if you already have that, if you like any other Azzaro fragrance, you know, this is not so much warm spicy. This is on the fresh spicy side. If you like anything like the Invictus fragrances, to me, this is more, Invictus is good for that bubble gum type of sweetness and freshness. This is just more clean cut. You know what I'm saying? Sweetness and freshness. This to me, they do more clean cut stuff, kind of like a Dior does. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Invictus Rabanne it's always a little bubble gummy. It's playful. This is not so much playful. This is, I mean, business, but white tee approved, white dress shirt approved, Polo approved, just chill day at work approved, whether you got to wear a tie or not. But again, from the house of Azzaro, we have Wanted EDP. All right, we're coming down to top three. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. From the house of Yeoman Leo, we have Breaking Bad. This is their version of Parfums de Marley Harrod. I know people's like, why you didn't include that in the video yesterday? Because it's on a different level. Like, I love the Harrod DNA. So I really forgot what really made me fall in love with Harrod was the oil. I had a decant of the actual fragrance, but the oil is what really did it for me. And I was like, man, this tobacco and honey and vanilla, it smells. So not honey, because I don't think there's any honey in Harrod. I could be wrong, but more so vanilla and tobacco. Definitely tobacco fragrance. I don't think it's honey. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But because I think I'm thinking of YSL Elixir, Lamel Elixir. But such a beautiful scent for fall and winter. And so, you know, I was going through the Decant series, and this was the first full bottle. I was like, I gotta have. When I got that Breaking Bad and I was wearing that thing out. And I'm gonna tell you how much I love that DNA, because I have the Mason Alhambra, you know, version in the silver bottle. I talked about that. I don't even remember what the name is because I stopped wearing it, you know, because I was able to get my hands on this. But if you love that DNA and you're looking for one of the best clones out there on the market, definitely check this one out. From the House of Yom and Leo, we have Breaking Bad. All right, in the number 2 spot, you know what I'm saying? This is a house that I have absolutely fallen in love with. I remember getting the Discovery set. You guys probably know what I'm getting ready to talk about. And this was the first fragrance that I smelled out of the Discovery set. And I was like, oh my God, I understand now. This was the first fragrance that I ever smelled that took me on a journey. This is really what pushed me into niche. If you want to know what pushed me into niche and why I've been talking about niche a lot more, and we will talk about a lot more on the channel in 2025, blame Argos, blame Christian, blame Argos, and beautiful, masterfully done fragrance from opening to close, the way they do the spice, the fruit, the rose, just a beautiful, masterful fragrance. But we have from the House of Argos, we have Sacred Flame. Oh, there's some peach in here. There's some tangerine in here. I think I said there's some rose in here. You know, you get the spice. There's some vanilla. I think there's some tonka. It's a whole lot going. I can't spray this one because it'll kill everything else I got on. This is not something you layer. This is not something you mix. This is a talking piece. And yeah, man, they were even so kind. They put your boy's name on it. Yeah, we got your boy, we got my name on the name on the bottle. So what I tell you, 2024 was a dope year, man. So listen, this one was love at first sniff. It was love at first sight. The artwork, everything was just absolutely crazy, you know. So in real fat boy fashion, you know, I appreciate Argos for this, not just for sending it to me, but just for making it. This is artistry in the form of perfumery, fragrance making. But again, from the House of Argos, we have Sacred Flame. All right, and let's get down to it. The fragrance that just took my breath away. And fragrance is subjective, you know what I'm saying? And so some people may be like, well, it ain't all of that. But to me, it was. And I stand by it as still one of the best things I've ever smelled in my life. And you guys should know what I'm talking about because you know the response that I had to this. So shout out to my good friend, Dan Mark, the good people over there at Mystery Modern Mark. We have Sweet Botswana, berries, some florals, praline, and vanilla. My boy Ben, again, he was like, man, I got something you need to smell from this perfumer out of the Netherlands. Black perfumer out of the Netherlands, and smelled it when I got home, and immediately I was like, I gotta make a reaction video. It was crazy. When I tell you it was crazy, and it's still crazy. And was blessed to able to get my hands on my own full bottle, you know, so I'm appreciative of that, man. But what made this so significant is when I read the story, I smelled it before I, you know, knew what the notes were. And I read the story about how he was making it. And so as I was doing the video, I'm like, yo, like they got this pyramid thing going on. And I know the way fragrances are made and the oils on the top burn off, you know, but I'm like, it's almost like you were smelling the base before you were smelling the top. Like there was an upside down pyramid, like they were doing reverse engineering or something. I was like, how in the world? And I remember I actually had a phone conversation. I was able to get on the phone and speak with the owner, with the proprietor, you know what I'm saying, of the fragrance. And he was like, it was if the way you were describing the fragrance was as if you were sitting right there making it with me. And I said, man, I appreciate what you did, what you put into this. I don't know what all it took, but it blessed me. And I want to bless my people and let them know this is definitely something they need to check out. But again, from the House of Mystery Modern Mark, all the way from the Netherlands, we have sweet Botswana. You know, and that's pretty much 2024 in a wrap, man. 2024 in a wrap. There are probably 100 other fragrances that I could have talked about this year, you know, but these are the things that you'll probably see more conversations about. A lot of these fragrances I haven't even done independent reviews on. So look out for some full fragrance reviews, some full in-depth conversations coming next year. And yeah, shout out again to y'all, man. 7K, we're on the road to 10K, we're on the road to 15K, we're on the road to 20K, we're on the road to 100K, man. We just, and people be like, bro, like, why you, listen, speak those things that be not as though they were, you know. We're believing God for amazing things. And I just say blessings, I speak blessings to all of you. I hope you've had an amazing 2024. God willing, you know, the clock strikes 12. We all see a new year, depending on when you watch this video. Happy New Year to you, no matter what state you find yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Being above ground is a day better than being beneath ground, you know, and I will always say that. And so listen, fragrance is subjective, but the one thing we can agree on is that, you know, it has the ability to change everything. There's a quote that says, music is the only thing in this world that doesn't ask for permission to enter your soul. And I said, that's a lie, because fragrance is the same thing. Their scent doesn't ask for permission. You can be riding and smell something, be like, oh my God, it smells terrible. And then you can be walking. You have no intention of smelling anything, but you can't help it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what I would do if I actually couldn't smell. Like, just imagine when we had COVID and where you're sick and you lose your taste. You know, it's one thing to lose your sense of taste, but not to be able to smell would be absolutely crazy. But y'all already know, man, when you smell better, you feel better. And when you feel better, the possibilities are endless. Like, life is better. You see things so differently. So, you know, when things are down, just go pick up a bottle, you know, find one of those ones that just does it for you. Pick it up, smell it, and you'd be like, man, 2024, it was a good year, but I'm looking at even better in 2025. So until next time, I'll catch you guys in a new video. The next video, the next month, the next day, the next week, the next year. I love y'all. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.